Okay, so we are back for part 3, session 3 of our 7-day series on releasing tension, breaking free from tension using our chakra alignment. All right. So, again, if you have not started with sessions 1 and 2, go back and start with session 1. In session 1, I talk about why knowing and having the alignment of our chakras is so vital, so essential, okay, for us to break free from tension. And then I talk about why I am presenting the chakras in the order that I'm presenting them in, especially during this time, during the time that this session was birthed, or this 7-day series was birthed, was during winter solstice. You can apply these days to any time that you're starting something brand new, okay? Anytime you're feeling a shift within you, anytime you know that you're on the verge of moving into something new, you can go back and take yourself through this chakra alignment. Now, you can also go through any of these sessions at any time in your life when you are called to do so. All right. You do not have to go in order. However, for this time, for this session, please start in order. The first session, we started with our root chakra. Second session, we talked about our sacral chakra. All right. This session, we're going to move into our solar plexus. All right. Where is the solar plexus? Many of you probably already know this. It is the abdomen region. And we are so familiar. Probably, I would venture out to say that of all of the 7 chakras that have been documented, that you can find in books, information about, we probably are more familiar with our gut chakra. How many times have you heard people say, oh, I just have this feeling, it's in my gut? Or maybe you've asked someone, well, what does your gut tell you? Or maybe someone has asked you, what does your gut say? What do you feel right here in your stomach? Some of you have probably said, well, I can't stomach a certain situation, or I cannot stomach a certain person. That is from your solar plexus. All right. In my opinion, I feel that chakra is the first one that is probably more potent that we see in children. Okay. So let's get into the session. All right. So here's the first question we have to ask. Why is this power center related to releasing tension to receive? All right. To receive what is soul aligned for us. To receive the abundance of all things good and perfect. To receive good health. To receive ease. To receive flow. To receive more money. Okay? To receive prosperity. All right? So, the tension that we hold diminishes our life-giving force. What we hold in our solar plexus is a life-giving force. This has nothing to do with gender. All of us have a life-giving source that is in our gut. Okay? We have power to give life through our words, through our touch, through our sight, which comes through by what we see and feel. So, our sight, and I'm going beyond, think beyond your vision, this vision right here from your eyes. I'm talking about sight, quantum sight, spiritual sight, which goes beyond the physical, okay? which is why you can go into a house, you can go into a store, you can go into a restaurant. And when you walk in, you can immediately feel something. That something can be, ooh, something's off here. Or, ooh, this feels so relaxing. That is a form of sight. Okay? That is a form of sight. For many of us, when that solar plexus is fully activated, the life-giving force can come through our touch. Touching someone, hugging someone, shaking someone's hand. We are that powerful. Okay? Now, I just talked about this. The next thing I want to move into is, how does the solar plexus and you receiving messages, it being activated, how does that manifest? What does that look like? Or I should say, what does that feel like? Actually, I can say, what does that look and feel like? It can feel like and look like your stomach literally tightening. That is a restriction. That's going to come when you feel that something is off. Something is not right, whether it's in a frequency that is in a place, or whether you feel that about a person. Doesn't matter who the person is. Doesn't matter who the person is. Or that solar plexus activation will manifest in you relaxing your abdominal muscles. All right? So, how can this tightening and relaxation of your solar plexus play out in your life? So, imagine it, and for many of you, it's not going to take too long to imagine this, but imagine you are in a situation. A situation could be a job, a relationship, a romantic relationship, a friendship, a business relationship, a job relationship, a attachment to a tradition. Fill in the blank with anything. Where you live, a city that you live in. That could be a situation. And that thing has run its course. Well, perhaps at the start of that, it felt relaxing. Perhaps in your solar plexus, it was relaxing. It was exciting. But something has shifted, and now you're getting a message through your power center that is in your abdomen that something is off. Or perhaps it is time to prepare to leave, whatever that is. And we have all experienced this in one form or another, on one level or another, throughout our entire lives. Okay? Now, I want to say this. When your body is holding tension, okay, for such a long time, the tension can disguise itself as your abdomen restricting and staying restricted. That becomes the norm, okay? That becomes the norm, to where you don't trust when spirit is giving you a message. And if there is a frequency near you that you need to give notice to. When you have tension that has not been released, that tension can cause confusion in your energy center. That restriction can be something that you feel all the time. And that goes against your natural state. Again, and I'm going to probably say this in every single session, your body is not designed to hold tension all the time. Yes, you can feel it, but then you have to recognize it to release it. It is not, your body is not meant for prolonged tension. Okay? So, let me say this as well. Tension builds up in your solar plexus. This is an example. It can be a result of you not speaking up for what you need and what you require, regardless of how what your needs and what you require is received by another person. Many times we allow ourselves to stay in prolonged situations where our gut is telling us it's time to move on, it's time to move on, it's time to move on, it's time to move on. Sometimes that moving on can simply look like you speaking up for what you need. Also, when I said situation, the situation can even be a conversation. You could be in a conversation with someone where your abdomen starts to tighten. Your abdomen can start to tighten. And if you don't speak up and say, I think I'm going to get out of this conversation, because this conversation really it's not doing anything for me. However you want to put that, you haven't said anything about the other person. You're simply saying, this conversation no longer suits me. It could be just that simple. That could be a form of moving beyond. That's an example here, okay? So, regardless of how that is seen or received by the other person, you releasing tension involves you speaking up for yourself. When you have the power, when you use your power to speak up for what you need, that is very influential in clearing your solar plexus. That is very instrumental and influential in your chakra alignment. Another thing. So remember earlier I talked about how your solar plexus is about your life-giving force. And I talked about how each of us carry the power to heal other people. Do you not know that you can heal other people? Let me give you an example. If you're in a space, and when I say space, I mean physical space. Let's say you go somewhere, you go to an event, and you walk in and you feel something is off. Sometimes it may be that there is a frequency there that you just need to pay attention to. You just need to be on alert that it's there. And then sometimes you may be in a space where you feel something. As soon as you walk in, it's like, okay, no, we got to go. It's time for us to go. And you're with other people. You guys go. Something crazy happens when you leave. Well, guess what? You have just demonstrated your life-giving energy. Because not only did you protect yourself, but you protected other people that you were with. That is an example of how we are to function in this physical world. Period. Okay? And a lot of us are afraid to do that because, number one, it is hard for many of us to look at ourselves as having that much power. But we do. but we do. It's the word power that throws people off. People get funny with that word power, and probably rightfully so, because we've seen so many people use their power positions for shitty things, to do shitty things, to say things that are anti human preservation, anti love, anti abundance. Okay, we've seen it. However, when you are aligned, back to alignment, when you are aligned with your chakra, you're aligned with your soul, your power is going to be expressed in an elevated way. So grasp that. So what I was going to say was, your life-giving force, yes, it is for other people, but it is for you first. Sure, when you feel that something is off, and it's, the situation may be affecting someone that you know, or just another person in general, you have to know, and this goes back to the power that we carry. You always have to know, because source, spirit, creative intelligence, whatever phrase that you use to embody the all, speaks through physical bodies. It speaks through us to give messages to other people. Okay? That's how this works, right? So you can feel something is off and it's affecting someone you know, or another person in general, and you'll be guided with the exact words to say that will be not only activating for the other person and transformative for the individual, but that first elevation and transformation and activation is for you first. And you first have to trust that you carry that life force energy in your solar plexus for yourself. You have to trust that that life-giving force is there for you first. So yes, this is about your gut feeling, but do you see how it's much more than a gut feeling? So you have to trust yourself that you carry the life-giving energy and source energy, life-giving energy for yourself first. This area is also about receiving clarity. Because remember earlier that I said, when you hold tension, prolonged tension, it clouds messages that are meant for you. It clouds your gift to feel frequencies, to feel when you're in a space where you need to pay attention to what is going on beyond what you can see. That's clarity. That is a type of clarity that is provided to you when your solar plexus is cleared and is functioning at optimal level. So you have to trust in that clarity for yourself first. All right. So as we close this session, what is the main aspect of the solar plexus? It's power. It's life-giving force. It is clarity. So, alignment tips. What can you do? I want you, before we get into that, I want you to think of the sun. The sun is a life-giving energy, correct? Yes. The sun provides clarity. The sun is equated to clarity. So let's go back to answering the question, what can you do? Allow yourself to experience the sun. I don't care what climate you're in. If the sun is out, gift yourself the time to let the sun hit your body. That's it. Don't ask for anything. Just go with the intention to connect your life force energy with the sun's life force energy. Imagine a beam from your solar plexus intertwining with the sun. If you've never done that before, well, guess what? Here's something new. Just do it. Just try it. Do something new. Okay? It's first thing. Now, what's the color that's associated with the solar plexus? Well, obviously, you already know this. It probably, if we're talking about the sun, life-giving energy, the color is yellow. So, just like I've said in session 1 and session 2, choose something yellow. Again, I'm going to always go to the candle because I work with fire. Okay. So you can use a yellow candle. When you have your day, when you have your moments, when you are focused on your solar plexus, you can light a candle, light a yellow candle. If you don't have a yellow candle, fine. Find something yellow. And here's the thing. Remember this, I always say this too. This does not have to be difficult. I don't care if you have to draw a circle, color the circle yellow. Guess what that picture has just become for you? Because you put your energy into that. Guess what that has become for you? It has become a symbol. It has become a symbol of your life force energy. It has just become your sigil that has your frequency in it. All right. So anything yellow. Now, let's go to the food. So for the food, lemon and mango. And again, these foods that I'm sharing with you are foods that I know. Doesn't mean that that's all of it. These are just in general foods that I know of. Okay. So I invite you to do your research on that for more foods. But lemon and mango. Okay. Now, here are the commands. Some commands that you can use. And I'll always tell you this. I'm giving you commands that I use. Take your own command. Create your own command. Make sure your commands have the now element in it. When you command, you are invoking now, in the moment. I know we hear a lot of messages because we're doing this at the end of a so-called year, okay? And you'll hear people say, oh, get ready for, 2025. What do you want for 2025? No. What do you want right now? Your commands are to be right in the now. So, since we're talking about power, clarity, and life force energy, the command is, I take my throne back now. I experience infinite clarity wherever I go, whatever I do, whatever I say. In every part of my life, I have clarity. Being powerful is my natural state. Now, that second one that I said, that just came to me. That was not written down. So, those are the commands. Now, again, take this third session, all right? Write out what you received from it. If you feel called to do, if you would like to share with us what your takeaways are, maybe you even want to share with us one of your commands that you have to activate your solar plexus or any of the chakras that we talked about up to this point. All right. So take this for session 3 and let's get ready for session 4.